we didn't have history. That's more. It's a little bit difficult for me. Remember, it's not my first language. That's 6 years back home.
No?
No?
No.
Hi! This is Roy B. I'm here in the kitchen with Company B in their kitchen. And they have invited me today. And they paid me to come today. And I said, I do not want the money. And they offered me food instead. So I'm very happy to be here with them. And ladies.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. This is a different introduction.
Welcome.
A different, right?
Yeah.
We're different. We're changing.
It's changing. Yeah. How are you?
I am fine, and you? Nice to see you, and nice to see you again.
You too.
And this gentleman here,
Mark, yes.
Mark.
I'm Mark, and I'm one of Company B's greatest fans.
And a Susan brother too.
Yeah, right? So, Roy, how did you get started in business?
This is going to be a very long story, but I'm going to make it short.
Okay.
It was by accident. Just in college, and then I got hired by a company called RoyB Records then, and I was in the accounting department part-time, and then I was doing this part-time, and then I went to school, came back to them every day, 5 days a week, and little by little I got involved into the different areas of the company, and then I discovered the discotheque situation by accident.
Wow.
Back then, and the rest is history, and disco became what it is, and we did a lot of great things. Like right now I'm involved with Louis Mario. We're involved with Legends of Vinyl, which is a tremendous situation right now, organization that we are going back to recognize a bunch of artists, DJs, producers, promoters that were involved in the disco era, and that create a path for whatever is happening here today. So that's what I'm doing right now.
So,
Nice.
who were some of the people you worked with in the
Oh
disco
my
era?
God, I have
Yes,
so many people that I work with.
Tell us about
How about these people?
What about Donna Summer?
Oh, that's, listen, that's,
Everybody knows the
Everybody
song.
knows this group.
Everybody knows the song.
this particular group I met was with my boss, my old boss, Morris Levy of RoyB Records, with Sylvia Robinson, the mother of these two young men. And he called me over and he says, listen, I have this new song that I need you to promote. Nobody wants it, but you going to make it happen. I'm like, excuse me? Well, at that time, my name and other record promoters in that era, they're very popular. We were like stars, like the DJs are stars now. Back then, you know, me and like another guy, a good friend of mine named Rick Aviano, and you know, we were like really big people in the music business. So anything we touched at that time, or promote or put our names to it, got recognition immediately.
Nice.
So so that's when that's one of my artists that I promoted in a very strange way, but it will take another long story to tell you about it.
Curtis Blow, Sugar Hill Gang.
No, I didn't do Curtis Blow.
I think you did this artist. Let me see if I can get
So that was the Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah.
that was the Sugar Hill.
Did you know I won some albums from them in 1979 when they came to Jacksonville?
Oh, you
They
did?
got on stage and said, do you want to rap? We'll give you some albums.
Oh.
And I did all of them.
Oh, wow.
Master G, Mark Miller, and all that.
Oh,
That's
okay.
great.
Nice.
I
That's
won
great.
like 30 albums.
Wow.
Wow.
I was in 11th grade.
Yeah, that's nice.
Let's see. I think you did this artist.
Which one?
Let me see if I can get him on.
Oh, G-Trend, that's with Prelude. Yes. Oh, and I did also France Jolie, Come to Me.
Oh, France Jolie, yeah. Come to me.
Yes.
We just saw her in concert at Cafe Iguanas a couple months ago.
And my big one of the biggest controversial songs that I did other than Rapper's Delight was Push Me in the Bush.
Oh, let me get that on.
And who sang Push Push?
That's music.
Music?
It was a Patrick Adams film production. And yes, and we did that. That's one of the records that I promoted and marketed and remixed. There's a lot of things that I've done in the music industry back in the day where things were just started, and I didn't know what I was doing, to tell the truth. I was going with the flow.
Right.
You know, I had an idea and I put it out, and the idea worked. Did I know I was going to make money out of it? No, I was just doing it for fun. Technology came with it. Like they had 45s in those days, and I came up with an idea. So I said, well, how do we make more music in that 45? How do we get more? Because the DJs at that time were really busy. You know, the songs were like 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, and take off.
They would go back and forth, and I came up with a plan. I said, you know, can we close that big hole on the record, and so we could have more tracks in it. Yeah, well, why don't we try that? And then that became a long play 45. You know, those things. DJs invented a lot of stuff. Like it's through them because they were doing things that I see that it could improve my side of the business and the production part. So when they were doing something, it captivated my imagination, and with that, I would go in the studio and do it that way to fit that format. So that's how, like today, everybody has 20 mixes. Why? Because we did it at the beginning. Nobody knew why.
It's going full circle.
Yes.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I didn't know. Oh, I just redid the song. Back in the day, you went to the studio, you put the needle on, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's nobody's gonna go out and say, let's put the back to the front in the middle, or take music out, and that. No, it was just the way it is.
So for a new promoter, somebody who didn't know what they were doing, when you went into the studio, what would have been a typical day for you with the new artist and you trying to get the music out? How would that?
Well, the first thing when I used to go in the studio to work on any record, I always look for a hook.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was my gift back in the day.
Right.
I always look for something that's going to attract your imagination and captivate your attention in the first 5 seconds, 10 seconds of the record.
That's like meeting a girl. You gotta say the
Yeah.
right word. That can't be jam because jelly don't shake or something like that. One of those things.
Me and the girl, no, back in the day, I had this thing with hands and feet. So I had to do that. And still today.
Yeah.
And I had this thing. So, that's one of the first songs.
Yeah, this is the.
Yeah, that we got.
This is
We
one
got
of my
this.
favorite songs. I love that song.
We got this song on Prelude, and I promoted
Really,
this
really good
record,
song.
and we did this record with Prelude Records, and I was lucky to work with this guy, Marvin Schlachter, and what's his name, Mel. I think not Mel. Silverman, somebody named Silverman on a show and something like that. And he got me involved when he started. He wanted to start the label, and he said, "You gotta come and work with me because we're starting a new label, and you're the only one that can do it. You're the one that can start the label. You're gonna start it." And then I worked with him for quite a while, and we produced many great. We put out some great records. As a matter of fact, I introduced at that time. I gave another great guy that started in remixing. His name is Francois Kevorkian. Francois Kevorkian, yeah, another DJ Francois K. And he got his started. I gave him his start there at Prelude Records. I help a lot of people in the music business.
Really?
Do you still keep in contact with any of those major artists? Anyone chimes in, check in?
You know, when I left the industry, I really was completely out of it. I didn't keep in contact with anybody at all. Not at all. I just left, and then that was the end of it.
Well, you started your own record company.
Yes, I started my own record company, and at that time we had. I created so many record companies. I did Emergency Records. I did Prism Records, which has Line, Geraldine Hunt.
Oh wow!
I did Emergency Records, which had Shanon, Kano. I did RoyB, we had Chazra Records, we had Brass Records, we had
So many you can't even name them. Oh wow!
You know,
Okay.
the other day somebody says, "You ever Google your name?" So I said, "No." And when I Googled my name, I see RoyB Records, and then it was like I released 150 albums. I'm like, "Oh my God!" It was impossible. It was all over the world.
Oh,
I just could not grasp, because when you were doing these production, I was doing it for fun. The money aspect was not into it. You know, even I got paid. Yes, you know, everything was fine. I had made a good living, and everything was good. But I really was artistically more involved than the monetary portion of it.
Because you enjoyed it.
Yes, that was the whole thing. All the DJs do. All the DJs did the same thing. They worked very hard. They worked long hours.
Especially when they came in with those 17 cases of
Records. And
just
they
to be there
worked
for an
hard,
hour,
and they worked very hard. They enjoyed.
and they had like 30 requests sitting
Oh,
there.
yes.
And you had to play that song.
Oh,
If not,
yeah.
they hated you. And now they could just go on the line and look it up, type in, and it's there.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
The
lately I've
technology.
been, I've been going around with my friend Louis and and my other friend Jimmy, alias from Renaissance. We go out, and I'm watching those guys play, and it's all computerized.
Yeah.
No more records. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah,
technology.
Today is different.
But you know,
Actually, they don't have
vinyl is coming back.
Well,
Vinyl is coming back.
To tell the truth, yes. The industry lost revenue. Every single artist has no longer any revenue coming in, because the internet and the technology right
Yeah,
now
you connecting and everything.
is
Yeah.
totally
Yeah, definitely.
clobbered everything, and it's at the tip of your finger. You could do whatever you
Yeah.
want, and then you cannot do anything. And I mean, it just. And if vinyl would come back,
It is coming back.
even though
It's coming back.
I heard that Sony, who killed vinyl, literally, because they introduced the CD, and after the CD it went, further.
Right.
Says they're coming back with vinyl.
If you
because
go-
they're losing sales.
You're right. If you go into like Walmart or Aeropost, I think it's Aeropost, one of those stores in the mall, they're selling the little record players.
The record players,
So if you have your
Even the best guy, I
DJs
think.
that have the vinyls at home, hold on to them just a little bit longer.
I know, right?
Just
I got
a little
rid
bit
of all
longer,
my
because
husband's vinyl.
we're
Oh my
coming
gosh.
back.
Yeah,
So what are you
absolutely.
saying that you would have to go on tour to make money if you're an
Yes,
artist?
Pretty much,
right
yeah.
now, right this moment, according to what I gathered, is you put a record and it goes on iTunes, and you get people listen to it, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. And after that, you go to if it gets popular enough, you get to have a promoter to go and put your record on the radio, because you need radio. So when you get on the radio, the radio now is going to give the popularity of the song, and right then and there, some promoters will come around and says, okay, let's see how many hits you got. Let's see how many people can see you. Let's do a little venue.
Right.
Let's see how many people show up.
Okay.
Is it 300? Is it 400? Is it 1,000? And then you start creeping up and becoming.
Well, the question is, there's the millennials, and they have no clue what we're talking about. So we have a vinyl to show them. Rapper's Delight.
Oh my God!
See,
There you go.
Look at this. Wow.
There you go. You can pull it out and show them what a vinyl looks
Wow,
like.
this is a vinyl.
And they came in two sizes.
Yes.
That's a 33.
That's a 33 and a half.
And that's one of your
And a
groups.
quarter. That's one of my.
Sugar Hill Gang.
And
Sugar
as a matter
Hill.
of fact, there was another vinyl. There's another cover because that's the Roulette Records cover, and they put Sugar Hill around it. That's that's the Roulette Records is this one, so it will be roulette because that's a roulette wheel. And there's another vinyl, and it was a blue like this color, and on the bottom, they were writing that whoever was working on the record, and they had my name in there in the credits.
Oh, nice.
Because I didn't want. There was a thing about the record that I was so like about it because it was so strange, and they had to put my name down. Disco concept by Roy B and promotion.
Well, we're going to do some shout outs first.
Oh, okay. We'd like to shout out to, oh my gosh.
You got a lot of people on. Hey, Jaquan.
Hello, Jaquan.
Hey, Jaquan, what's up, man?
Tommy.
Tommy, hey.
Diana.
Hey,
Diana.
Diana.
Hola.
Ray.
Hey, you always there.
Pedro.
Always.
Louis Manuel Alice. Remember our band?
Yeah, Louis.
Louis.
Hi.
Jessica. Hey, Jessica.
Jessica's on. One of our
hola.
dancers.
Patricia.
Brenda K. Star is on.
Oh, Brenda!
Hey, Brenda.
Hey, Brenda, I'm going to be seeing you, I think, on the 5th.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we got Frankie. Say hi, love.
Frankie, hello.
Ivan. Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
What's up, Jacqueline?
Eddie.
Eddie.
If anyone
Hola.
wants to call in and say, ask a question to Roy B.
Okay.
Here's the
Phone
number.
is 786-343-8786.
Hold it.
Okay, that's the number.
That's the number,
Call
y'all.
in and ask a question.
If you have any question for us or for
And
Roy
most
B,
importantly, if you ask him a question, ask him about his heritage. That's an interesting story.
Okay, we also like to say hi to Marla.
Marla.
Tony.
Marla.
Hey, Tony.
Hi.
And Needy, what's up? How
What's
y'all
up?
doing?
Hello.
Don't forget to call in. We have a surprise for the first caller. So if you have a question, we have a surprise for you guys. So whoever calls in first to that number, 786-343-8786.
I'm not going on
Let
any
me
dates.
show
I'm
the
not
clue.
going on any dates. They're always trying to
This is
sell
the
me.
number,
Always.
guys.
Okay? Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Louis, your friend Louis is on and he says you can't download vinyl.
And that's why they're not being cheated, because you have to actually go in.
And then record it and do everything.
Right, but you know that there's a couple vinyl stores still in Fort Lauderdale that you can go and sell your
got the
vinyls.
beat. You got the beat?
You get was one of them, yeah.
You got the
They're
beat,
still-
yeah.
they're still selling vinyls.
Oh, great.
Like I said, Walmart is still selling the player. We're gonna go
Yeah.
pick one up.
Yeah,
and
we're
start
gonna go
playing.
pick up
Yeah.
Oh, you see?
and we're gonna play that
Let
song.
me tell you,
It's
look
the
at
light.
that. Company B is going to buy a record player.
Definitely.
We support
Vinyl.
our local artists, our artists all over. We support everyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
we like to say hello to Ben from Hawaii. Hi,
Hi,
Whoa.
Hey, man.
Hey man, Ray, our
Hi,
number two
Ray.
fan. Ray, you're number two because Susan Brothers number one. He knocked you out. That is fine. Sorry, Ray.
Hi, Cordell. And my good friend from high school, Cheryl from Jacksonville, Florida. How you
Louis
doing?
gave a
Cheryl?
thumbs up
How
to
are
you.
you?
That's so funny.
Okay, let me ask you something. Do you have any favorite artists? And then
Besides
who's
Company
your
B?
favorite artists?
Besides you guys?
Yeah.
Honestly, we are the best. Yeah, that's.
It's I am a person that really appreciates everybody's success. Every time I hear an artist
That's great.
that produces a record and it becomes a hit,
Right.
I am in love with that person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
agree with you.
And the
really
more the
do,
merrier.
I
yes.
agree with you.
You know, I appreciate every single artist that I ever met,
Yeah.
every single artist that I ever worked with, and watching going to the studio, watching the productions being done, and going me myself doing the mastering and editing, remixing, and making sure I don't like this, I don't like go
Because
back
it's
in
a
there.
hard work,
And,
yeah.
it's a lot.
Yeah.
And then go out
Definitely.
and go to the record pressing plant,
Oh my God, I remember that.
and then go out there and watch it being pressed, and come back and put it out, walk into the radio station and says, put this on, and everybody was, hey, why are you here? You put this on, put this, and the record goes on and it becomes a hit.
You know what the only thing
This
I
is like
It's up.
this was at that time the most exhilarating moment in my life to see this happen.
one of the things that I usually used to hate about vinyl though,
What?
if it's scratched.
Oh yeah.
Oh
it's
my
scratched.
God.
Oh my
What?
God. Kill.
But wait a second, do you know who made that a success?
Who?
The rappers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was scratching.
If rappers, no, when
I
you were
love the
listening,
sound. I love the
the rapping industry,
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't copy our track because that's how it started. They take the first 5 bars of a record and loop it and make it like 4 or 5 minutes,
Right.
and they just sing over it. But when they play it, it's got scratches in it. You hear the little nicks, the little
Yeah.
nicks, and they sing over it. It became a fad.
Oh wow.
It was a natural thing, a natural phenomenon to accept, to hear scratches while they're singing,
True.
because it was picked up from a record, and then that's what they used as their track. And then the other side of the business was nobody can say you owe me royalties because at that time you were stealing the tracks
Oh, wow.
and then making money off a track that you didn't do. Yeah, so it became like, oh my God. Like,
So you're really a man of many talents. So do you
Yes.
play any instruments?
yes, I used to play the drums.
Used to.
You
still?
know?
What
You
does
don't
that
have
mean? We're not talking
What
about
instrument?
in the
Oh,
kitchen
come
when
on.
you were young, hitting on the pots while you were in
I used to play the drums.
Yes.
Yes. I used to play it back in my high school days, and I played the drums.
Did you have a little band or anything?
We had a little band.
What was
What
the
was the
band
name
called? I was surprised to know that. Actually, did you work with this? Let me see if I can get this artist on. That I think, I'm not sure, but correct me. Did you ever play with this artist? Let me get it up loud.
While she doing that, let me say hello to Cordell.
Hey Cordell, what's up, man?
Hello.
Kitty, hey. Uh-oh.
Wow.
Shannon.
No, I didn't play drums in that song.
No, but you had some
Well,
interaction.
my
Yes.
company, Emergency Records, we put her out, and
You have a
She
company,
was-
emergency record.
yes.
Sounds interesting.
So you had a couple companies, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had many record companies that I formed and worked with and put out. It's really a lot.
Remember that?
Yeah,
that's Shannon.
records
Many records, yeah, many records, many record
Well,
companies.
that I
I
put
just-
out and worked with.
I just want everybody to know that Roy is now back in the limelight. And
Oh,
he's going to be working with one of the most popular freestyle group in Miami. And you'll be hearing it first. He doesn't even know he's hearing it for the first time. And it's called 1, 2, 3, ladies.
Company B.
yes, yes,
And,
Definitely.
And that would be this artist. Let me see.
definitely.
Also, while we're waiting, Rodney says hello, Gail.
Hey, what's up,
Johnny says hello.
Hello.
Brandon.
If you guys have any question for us,
Mariano.
Mariano,
Javier.
Javier.
And Louis says, tell the story about
About the
Emergency
Emergency
Records.
Records.
Yeah,
Oh,
I want to
no.
know that story too.
Enrique, hello.
This is
Yeah,
a good
okay.
question.
We want to know.
What? How I formed the company?
Louis, he wants to know, is it how he formed the company or what happened in the company? Wow.
Yeah. You know those days.
Well,
Between disco and freestyle, there was a lot
Well-
happening.
yes.
Especially disco.
Uh-huh.
Studio 54.
Emergency. This record company was formed. It's an Italian guy that came to me when I was running around in disco convention, and he's after me for 7 days. This little guy following me, and I was with I don't know which companies I was with, but I was many record companies I was with. And this little guy said, "I need you to form a label for me." I said, "Sir, I'm so busy now. I got so many labels. I can't." He says, "I'll make it worth your while." And he was very persistent, very persistent. And then I said, okay, finally we came up with an agreement to form a record company. So I'm with my staff. And I said to them, this is an emergency. We need to form a record company. And I had a secretary named, her name was Debbie. And Debbie's sitting there, and Debbie says, well, it's like an emergency. What do you want to name it? Your head is going so fast, and we had like maybe a month to come up with a label and get it done, put a record out, and get it going. And because this guy was very prestigious, I'll pay any amount of money, I'll pay whatever you need to get this done. And I'm sitting there like this, and I looked at the emergency sign on the
on the thing.
like when you're getting out the
That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's funny.
and I said, okay, we'll just have to call it Emergency Records.
There you
Okay.
go.
And then boom, that's how
And then it was formed.
And then,
Then it was formed.
how did you have anything to do with this artist? Let me see if I can.
Which
get it.
one?
Louis says yes.
Going back.
Then we rented, let me tell you, to promote this record, they had an artist called Cafe, Didi Sound, that was out of Europe. And then Kano was coming in after. And then, but we had to get something going. And I needed to have the label be known immediately, out like and quickly. So I quickly ordered shorts, and put emergency, t-shirts, emergency record, and I had jackets made,
Wow.
like real jackets made for all the DJs.
Wow.
Some of them still today may have the jackets and made, and I shipped it all over the United States.
Wow.
Do you remember this artist?
This artist?
Let me see.
Ready.
I know that.
Ready.
It's Kano.
Yes.
Yes.
Come and
That's right. That's right.
Party with us, people. We love our fans. Woo!
And this record
Ready.
happened to be one of the most top-hit records.
I know. I'm like, call it out. See?
People were just copying this track and rocking through it. They were
Yeah,
like,
it's great.
"Go
It's
on."
awesome.
Okay, let me ask you something. What do you think about the Latin music? This is the big influence right now in the industry. What do you think about it? You have.
Let me tell you.
Uh-huh.
2 weeks ago, a week ago, you guys had Tito Puente.
Tito.
Yes,
That's
right.
I want you to know that his father, I
Uh-huh.
gave him a paycheck every
Oh,
week.
wow.
I was paying him every week.
Oh,
He
really?
came to me to get his check. Tito Puente Jr., this is what I did with your dad. At Roulette Records, because Roulette Records had Tico Records and Allegro Records, which had LaRue, it had the Final All-Star,
Right, All-Stars.
Rodriguez. I mean, all the big
Uh-huh.
Latin artists at that time were very influential in the market. But coming back to what you're asking,
Mm-hmm.
I think, me personally, it's a
Uh-huh.
phenomenal thing to infuse
Yes.
the Latin and then the
Yes.
dance situation, putting on the radio,
Yes.
because technically
Me too.
there's very few foreign songs that made a hit in the United States, and it's the reverse in Europe. In Europe, everything,
Everybody is
Yeah.
foreign.
Everybody's
Yes,
foreign.
foreign.
everything in English is a hit.
Right.
And we have a lot of fusions,
Yes.
rhythms, like
No,
the Latin
I-
with disco and the pop.
Even
and
that
the
one
fusion,
song out
and
that's
then
out now.
reggaeton.
What's the song out now?
Let me-
What's the song out now?
But-
That-
Yes.
Justin Bieber.
Despacito.
Yes.
Despacito.
Oh, I'm over it. Hi,
To tell
Deja.
the truth, I love the song.
You like I love the song too.
Everybody
I
loves
love-
this. I love the song
Frank
too.
is on.
Hi, Naisha. Frank.
Frank.
You said you
The
worked with
brightest
the disco
star.
scene?
Evie.
Disco
Jimmy
scene?
High.
Disco scene.
Armando.
Yeah, when you
Well-
were producing.
Colin.
Did you ever
Colin
work with
Yeah,
come
you
across
got
Now
Susan.
Rogers?
Well, actually, Nile Rodgers.
Chic?
Yes, Nile
Yes.
Rodgers and Chic, the group Chic right now. Actually, Nile Rodgers is probably gonna be. We're right now at Legends of Vinyl. I think we're gonna probably get him to give him a Legends of Vinyl award.
Oh, nice.
And Company B, y'all, we're working on
we're
that.
waiting.
We're working
we're
on that.
waiting. It's been over
It's
30
coming.
years, but you know
we're coming.
When we do the next Florida,
There you go.
Okay.
It's live. You can't take it back.
it's amen.
Okay.
Okay.
Done.
Well, I want to ask you something. You know, we have guests come here since we started doing the show from January. Do you have something that nobody knows to tell us, that nobody knows about you? Something that you know, like never got out? Like I have a secret that nobody ever knows, but it's not something I would hide, just that nobody ever asked. You know?
Well,
something that you've done that you're proud of?
Everything.
I'm going to tell you guys what it is, but let me see if he knows what it is.
what is it?
Huh?
Oh.
We've been married for approximately 3 months now.
Nobody knew that.
Nobody knew that.
Except now.
Yeah, now it's out there.
No. Technically, I had a good run in my life. You know, a lot of people don't know my full name because everybody thinks it's Roy.
Oh, I know that because I married you.
Yes.
My name now is Gail Bermingham.
She won't say it right.
It's Birmingham, but I say Roy Bermingham.
Definitely. A lot of people didn't know that. Also, when I left the music industry, I've done many things. I own an airline.
Didn't know that.
I produced the first Hispanic magazine called Metropolitan.
Not
But let me
Cosmopolitan.
No, not
Metropolitan. And it's a
You gotta
Spanish
say it in
magazine.
Spanish for me, please.
Pues what is
How do you
Spanish?
say Metropolitan in Spanish?
Metropolitan, metropolitana.
Yes.
Right, and guess what? He
Because I have
doesn't
to
speak
say
a word of Spanish, but
No.
he put out a Spanish magazine.
And I did that, and because I saw something that
Market?
the Hispanic market needed at that time. I had 6 heads. I walked into Wall Street. I said, the situation.
It's on. Hey guys, we know we had a little technical difficulties, but we're back on, and I'm sure you could hear him but not see him. So let's just get into what we're feeding him today, since he didn't want to pay his, take the money we were offering him.
Hey, we offered a bit, yeah,
on,
really good food. Okay.
Wow. What do we
Yeah,
have?
Roy.
We have some
Chicken
nice
and
things for
rice.
you
It's
today.
There's some big stuff in there.
It's like paella. You know what it is?
Oh, wow.
No.
No, it's not.
Something. It looks like paella. But
Dale.
it's not really.
Wow.
It's still
This
hot.
was,
Yep, we stayed up all night
Not
cooking
that
this
bad,
for you.
Okay.
wow. This is nice.
You want to switch this? So,
It's more like a Creole dish.
Also, while we're fixing this, give us a call, 786-343-8786. Any questions for Roy B, Company B?
yeah, CD says hi to you guys.
Hi, CD. Get well.
Hi, CD.
Te extrañamos.
Okay. You have Roy. If someone was interested in getting in contact with you, how would they do that?
Well, they can go to my my Facebook, which is Roy B.
And then is that B? B?
You have
Okay.
any
RoyB.
Instagram,
I see it,
Twitter.
yeah.
I'm not in Instagram yet, even though my friend Louis told me, hey, did you get an Instagram yet? I said, no, not yet. And everybody's asking me to get into it. I'm just getting into the Facebook, phenomenon. I said, I don't want to go any further yet. I'm getting used to it right now, and you know, we're doing good.
Hey, Roy, I also made some homemade sweet potato pie.
Yes.
You did. I understand you're a baker.
Yeah. So if Patty LaBelle's watching, no offense, Patty, but
Let me tell you, did you try her?
ain't got
Did you try her
nothing on
thing?
Patty pie.
I tried it. It's pretty good. I mean,
What kind of?
I don't know.
I tried a slice of it.
I thought it was pretty good.
I don't know what that
It was decent
It's
for being, mass produced, not
Yeah,
fresh.
master. Well, we're used to fresh stuff here.
Right.
We make everything from scratch here. So, it was okay, but we like homemade.
Listen.
And that's why we didn't make spaghetti or anything, because we know you're Italian.
No, that's not what I heard. Word on the street is he's French.
Oh my God.
And then we heard that he was also
So this is more like a Creole dish.
Spanish, no. And then we heard that he was also Middle Eastern. And then we heard that he was plain old M-U-T, mutt.
Yes.
Well, let me say grace before we get started. Bless us, O Lord, and these I give which we're about to receive from thy body, person, Lord. Amen.
So what is this? It's plain.
And don't forget download the. Do you hear that? This is Cruel
Summer.
Summer.
Cruel
I'm
Summer.
making Cruel Summer.
This is Saul Alvarez's version of Cruel Summer.
Yeah, and it's available now on iTunes, right?
iTunes for 99 cents.
Yes.
Go check us out. We also be doing a video August 13th.
August 13th.
Oh, great.
We're excited about that.
Yeah.
Invited to come and watch it.
Yeah. And also, you can get our t-shirts, our Racing Back, our regular t-shirts. These are 20. The ones he has on are 25. CompanyBmusic.com. We love you
We
guys.
love you. Another show's coming out.
Plus, you need to come out and see them because they're caliente.
And the next week,
Oh.
don't forget the next week. What's happening the next week?
Oh, yeah. Who do we have on next week?
Melina Almodovar. The next
Yes.
week, La Muñeca de la
And it's
Salsa.
gonna be what the
It's
show's
gonna be
name.
the In the Bed with Company B.
So we're going to have our pajamas on in the bed.
Oh.
Melina. Also, we do have a show coming up on the 17th of September with Jaquan and Tito Puente.
Wow.
On the 17th of September
Excited,
for
excited.
the disabled. Yes, we're really excited. Also, come on, call in if you can. 786-343-8786. We're still waiting for you to send in names for our new perfume that's coming out real soon.
Wow.
We have 4 fragrances left and we just need a name, so please keep sending the names in. Also this Sunday we will be in the house with Playhouse Fusion at what time, Gail? 8 p.m. And who is our guest? This Sunday.
Sunday, don't forget.
Live band, yes.
Yes. And
There you go.
I caught Gail off guard, sorry about that, Gail.
It's Playhouse.
Playhouse.
Okay.
Let me say
We love you
a
guys.
couple more hellos before we go.
Hello.
There's a lot.
bye. Nice to be here.
Now you should say, now she's hungry. Y'all need to bring her some food.
Joey, Resto, hope you're doing better.
Hello.
Conclusion. Anyway.
Nora,
Nora, hi.
Best reality
We
ever.
love you guys.
we love you guys. It's a cruel summer. We love you.
Yeah,
Take care.
don't forget